And thankfully, since then, I've been used pretty regularly. I would say like once a month I'm usually on set to do background work, and usually featured in the Brady Pub having a good old non-alcoholic beer, or in the Horton Town Square. Those are the two places where I'm usually spotted in. So it's been about 4 years now, and that's how it happened. And in fact, I'm going there tomorrow to do some work. So yeah, so I'm excited about that.
Awesome. That sounds like so much fun. I would love to be an extra somewhere, because they do a lot of filming down here in Atlanta too, and I'd love to do extra work, but I don't even know how to even get started with that. But I was wondering if you happen to be a fan of Days before becoming a background actor, and if so, what has that opportunity meant to you in your acting career?
I was a huge fan of Days before doing background work on Days, and it was all by accident. I was one of those people that did not understand why anyone watched soap operas. I was like, that's just too much drama. I'm sure they draw it out. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand. Well, one day I was with a family friend and helping her move, and she was a fan of Days of Our Lives. And so in the midst of us getting things moved from one house to another, we had lunch, and she was like, I have to watch Days of Our Lives. And I was like, ugh, okay. So I watched one episode, and I remember the last scene that I saw was Hope and Franco in an elevator, and the elevator door closed, and something was about to happen. And I was like, oh. And I was like, ooh, okay, I'll just watch tomorrow to see what's going to happen. Well, then here it is tomorrow, and, they pick up where they left off, but now Marlena is in a cage in Paris, and Stefano is like keeping her captured, and there's like this masquerade ball going. So now I'm on the phone with the family friend going, okay, who's that? Why is she locked in a cage? Why does that guy, is he like infatuated with her? And then it went on from there. So that was during the summer. And then school started, and I learned how to program the VCR so that I could take Days of Our Lives, and I was hooked from that day forward. And I thought that a few months later, like, I was the person who never in a million years would have thought that I would be watching a soap opera. And Days is the only soap that I watch. And then I moved to LA, and I remember my first day on set as a background actor. I just felt like it was an incredible moment, because here I am now on my favorite show, and I'm standing and seeing the Brady Pub. I'm seeing the DeMera Mansion. I'm seeing the different sets, and by then I was familiar with some of the actors because of the fan events that I had gone to, and it was just an amazing moment for me, and it made me feel like I was one step closer to getting my dream role on Days, which is Stefano's son. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But my dream role has always been to play Stefano's son. How they would work that out, I'm not sure. But that's the role that I want to play. It's kind of, I'm now kind of different. Now I'm thinking like, oh, it would be nice to play Maxine's son, or if they age little Theo at some point in time, I could play that role. But if they ever came to me and said, Stefano needs a new son, I would be the first to go, please pick me, because I would love to play it there.
That's awesome.
Well, they store us the kids all the time, so there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Well, I tell you, you're definitely very fortunate and blessed, because that would also be a dream, just to even see the sets. I know you were probably just in La La Land going, wow, and you probably had to pinch yourself, I'm sure.
Yeah, I was so, it was that moment of like, wow, like, it was a lot, because, I'm living in LA now, which was, always an ultimate dream of mine to live in LA and pursue acting, because I knew at a very young age that that's what I wanted to do. And then now here I am standing on my favorite show that I've been watching for years, like since I was 13, 14, and I'm simply in the background. And that to me was just amazing. So, and I just love going to set and being in the background because the people on set are really, really nice. Like the crew and the cast and everyone seems to have a very genuine family-like type of vibe. And it's nice to go there and, and just, be on set and, see, what's happening and see the different sets and be on it and then spot myself later on. So it's been even 4 years later, it's still a great moment.
Oh, that is fantastic. I love hearing your stories. I know you've also been emceeing/hosting the day's charity events for a little while. I'm not sure how long exactly. How did you first get involved with that particular event group and meet the organizers of that event?
Well, it started out with the event in Greenville, South Carolina, that my mom and I used to attend. I've been going to that event for a number of years, and right before I moved to L.A., that was going to be my last event. And so everyone, by this time, when you go to fan events, everyone becomes very close to one another. And, so it's kind of like, this kind of sucks. It's going to be my last event, because I probably wouldn't fly back out, for the event just because of cost and everything. And then talking to the organizers, I thought, well, do you guys need a host, to actually host the event and do like the question and answer and stuff? And they were like, yeah, we would definitely be interested in that. So then I started hosting that event. And then once that event ended, Stacy, who is the founder of today's charity event, now Dual Coast event, she used to attend the Greenville events before she started her own. And I approached her about, being a host for her because I had done a couple of her events here in L.A., but Dual Coast, which used to be Dave's charity events, they do events all across the country, in Boston, and I think they did one in Dallas. We just recently did a cruise to Cozumel, Mexico. So they do them all over and for different charities. And she was like, I would be happy to bring you on as a host. So I continued my Days charity events hosting with now the Stacy and Dual Coast event. Now I've been doing that for, including Days and Tonight, for about 3 years now, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that when you started.
Yeah, it started shortly after, like a year after I had moved to LA. I came back and hosted the first event, and I tell you, hosting an event is nerve-wracking, even still today. Like right before I go out and begin the Q&A or anything, I am extremely nervous, but it's so much fun because the fans enjoy the event. The fans, have some of the zaniest of questions, and they just enjoy, being there and being around their favorite Days stars. So that energy is fun. It's fun to be around.
Yeah, it definitely is. I've enjoyed it for sure.
I've never been to one, and that's not fair. So.
Well, you will have to come to one. I would highly recommend it.
I'd love to, but I can't just hop on a plane and go, to California. I mean, I've seen the Days of Days event and Day of Days event on YouTube and that. It's like, oh my God, they are having so much fun, and all of the actors up there singing, and ones that you don't realize that they even sing are up there doing it, and it just looks like a total blast, and I'd love to someday get to one.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I say hop on that plane and just do it. Don't let anything hold you back.
No, funny.
Yeah, that's the one.
I'm going
to
have to put Sabina on the corner somewhere, and then I'll get there.
Hey, you and me both. to get on that tour because I still haven't been a Day of Days, and I want to go. I mean, the event is free, but getting there is not.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
they're actually doing Day of Days this weekend, this Saturday, the 9th, is a Day of Days at Universal City Walk. And I know they didn't do it last year, but they're doing it this year. And I've actually never been to Day of Days because I'm usually working. But my friends have told me it is the most exciting, craziest, busiest, energetic event ever. Because, I mean, fans from everywhere come in drones to this event. And so it's a fun event for people to go to.
Yeah, you can tell that just from watching it on YouTube, how crazy insane it is, but crazy will be fun. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, someday, and then I'll come and I'll look for you, and we'll go together.
Yeah. Hey, bring me along, too, Dick.
Well, get Savannah. She's there quite often.
only because it's the Atlanta one. I've only got to go out to LA that one time just by chance. But mostly it's because they actually are coming here, which I am so glad and grateful for. I'm looking forward to next April too.
And I will be there too. I'll be hosting that event in April.
Yay.
I believe it's April 24th. I think 26.
26, I believe. Yeah.
So if there are any Days fans out there, you guys go to dualcoastevents.com and get your tickets and come hang out with us. It's a fun time.
Mm-hmm.
Are they available now?
Oh yeah, they are definitely available now, and tickets go kind of quick, because they only sell a limited amount.
Because April's my birthday month, and I'm thinking I can maybe get somebody to buy me a ticket for my birthday, but if they're going fast, I don't know. Huh?
I say you should start campaigning now for it.
I think so too.
So that way in April in Atlanta, you can come and hang with us, and we'll have a glass of sweet tea, because that's usually the first thing I get when I get back to the South.
I bet you missed that.
I'm sorry. I will hang with you, but I can't do the sweet tea. It's just too sweet. It's just too sweet for me. I tried one from McDonald's once, and I thought, oh, my God, where is the tea? This tastes like all sugar. I don't know how people drink that.
That is the best. It's the best thing ever. The sweeter the better.
I just can't do it. I will do, Diet Pepsi, wild cherry Diet Pepsi is my thing. So have a case of that for me, and I'll be happy. Now, I wanted to ask you, too, about your show. You call it a web series. Why is that?
Because it appears on YouTube. That's where I usually post all the videos. Sometimes with some of the length of the interviews, you would think it was a full-fledged TV show. But because it doesn't appear on actual television, it just appears via the internet. We call it a web show. So hopefully one day it will be on TV. But I don't know. We will see. That's my whole idea and plan was that Loungin With Tony would be like a web show on a network's website, and I would be like the go-to host when a new TV show is coming out, and you want to get to know the actors of that show and kind of have someone take you behind the scenes and kind of show the set and get you kind of excited for this show. I would Loungin With Tony would be that show featured on the network's website, because we live in such a and I thought of that just because we're in the way we are now. We're in a I need to know now type of generation where everyone has a smartphone and internet and tablets and things like that, where when you're walking down the street and you see a billboard of a new show, the first thing everyone does is go to the internet to find out everything they can about the show.
Right.
Whereas, back when I was growing up,